Hey, what's up? It's Raleigh, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a tool I use when I'm trying to solve indexing issues in Google called Wayback Machine. You basically just go to archive.org. I can show that to you here. And what it does is what it says right here, that it has 475 billion web pages saved over time. So if I don't know the history of a website that someone is saying, hey, can you help me figure out this problem? Why I'm not getting all my pages or posts indexed in Google like I want them to be, and I have no idea, what the history of that website is, I'll usually come here as one of my first steps and type in the URL to try to see if it's been, an aged domain within the same, category, and just see if it has a good, history behind it, or if it's maybe a brand new site, just to get an idea of, what I'm working with. So you type in the URL and you click Browse History, and what this is telling me is that Wayback Machine does not have that page archived. And so usually what that means is that's a brand new website, and so they don't, like, there's never been another site on legosinmylouis.com before that this would have an archive of. So to give you a better example, I'm going to use my personal website like I often do and show you how it normally looks. So if someone said, hey, why is RaleighLeslie.com not indexing correctly? I'm having some issues with, Google not displaying all my posts or my pages, or, the listings look really bad on the search results page. You could come here and find out, the history of the website a little bit. So I'm going to search that, and it comes up with this pretty cool little dial here. And so right now it's showing the current site that I have there, which is a snapshot it must have just taken. Actually, this is a slightly dated version, but you can see these are all previous versions of it. So if I go way back to January 2010, or March or so, you can see I get a broken looking web page, and more than likely I was using Adobe Flash when I created this page back then, and it's having a hard time, recalling pulling those elements. So oftentimes the page it spits out is a little munched, and it doesn't quite look like it did, but it's still very useful if you're trying to go, get old information, make sure the site wasn't, a site related to something offensive before, and now you're trying to turn it into a daycare site or something like that. So, you can just, cut out the history as being a factor of affecting how your site's indexing. So if I go forward, here's my site from back in 2011. This is right after I graduated college, and you can see newer versions of it. It's just got a snapshot of it, and it kind of saves most of the code and everything. So you could really dive into it if you want. And then let's see, keep going forward. You can see I've rebuilt my site quite a bit. It's another version of it here. Some missing elements. Well, it looks pretty good. And then if we come on up another year, so you can see, and this is a lot of the same content I still have on the site, although I have a different theme and everything. So you can see how that tool might be useful if you're working with domains you don't know the history of, and you have concerns about it having a history that might be affecting the way your site is indexing in Google. So pretty cool. Wayback Machine, it's archive.org. And yeah, I suggest you use it when you're trying to troubleshoot indexing issues with Google. Thanks for listening.